So welcome to Yin Yang Yoga and, Yin Yoga, not Yin Yang. I was a couple of days ahead of myself. That's a Thursday night. So make sure you have your usual props, strap, blocks, blanket. And today we're going to use a chair. And we're going to come straight down onto our backs using the chair to put our legs up on. So it's going to be a restful position to start with, to center in. In particular, bring your attention to the back, low back, mid back, and upper back. See if you can adjust your shoulders and shoulder blades so there's a sense that the back of your body sinks into your mat. There's a sense of ease on the back. Let your breathing start to slow down in a way that makes you more present. So the speed of our breath impacts our sense of presencing. If you breathe too quickly, we tend to habitate the future. And if we breathe too slowly, we get a little dreamy and sleepy. Find a moderate paced breath where you're present in this moment. A moderate depth of breath. Let that mid-back area go. Turn the palms face up. And then take the left leg off the chair. Rotate your hips a little bit to the left so you can straighten that left leg out and bring the arms out 90 degrees. Notice the impact on the back with that change of position. If the low back is grabbing here, invite the low back to relax. Let the hips relax. Inhale, float that left leg back up on the chair. Swivel the hips a little to the right. Drop the right leg down and keep the arms out 90 degrees from the shoulders. So if your arms are above the shoulders, bring them down a little bit and just notice if it feels any different. Exhale, turn the head to the right. Notice how the neck is feeling tonight. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the left. Inhale, return the head to neutral, bring both legs back up on the chair, and reach both arms over the head. clasp the hands, and take 5 or 6 slow, straight arm swings of the arms. Bring the arms down to the front of the chair, and then inhale, lift up over the head. 5 or 6, just feeling that movement in the spine and the back. So starting with a little bit of movement in tonight's yin class, just getting the joints prepared for some of our deeper poses. Bring the hands out 90 degrees, palms face the feet, fingertips face the ceiling. Goalpost arms, so if you look to the left hand, you see the left lower arm vertical to the ground, and to the right the same. And then inhale, bring both hands back so the back of the hands touch the floor. Exhale, bring both hands forward so the palms of the hands touch or nearly touch the floor. Try that a few times. Rotating from goddess arms to goalpost, and then scarecrow arms. Just feeling that in the rotated cuff, the mid-back, as you move those arms through that range of motion. And then exhale, release, draw both knees back towards the chest, and just hold both knees in towards the ribs, feeling the low back. So like you're in some variation of fetal pose on the back body. Just feeling this in the low back right now. Feel the breath moving in and out of the belly. Become aware of the edge of your seat, of your chair, under the arches of the feet. So you literally feeling the edge or the lip of the seat of the chair under the arches. And in a moment we'll be pressing the feet into the edge of the chair, into the lip of the chair, to lift the hips off the ground. So you want the feet to be pushing downwards rather than away from you. You don't want to kick the chair out from you. Remove what's ever under the head, like a blanket. Let the head release. And then inhale, bring the hands down beside the hips and lift the hips into the air, bringing the weight of the body into the upper back and the neck. So you find yourself in this supported, legs raised bridge pose. At any time it feels too much or you need to adjust, come down, adjust, and then return when you're ready. But for now, just letting the weight of the body from the knees to the neck push into that upper back neck area. Slowing the breath down. Now take the right arm over the head. And then bring it back. And then take the left arm over. and then switch, alternate. So the arms change positions in midair. And then bring both arms over, both arms back. Both arms over, both arms back for 3, 2, last one. And then slowly bring the hips down to the ground. Rest the legs on the chair. Notice how the back is feeling from the neck all the way down to the low back. Exhale, turn the head left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, the head right. Inhale, neutral. Lift the right hand into the sky, keeping the right arm straight. Cross it over towards your left shoulder. Even turn your head to the left. So your head turns to the left, your right hand is reaching to the left, and you feel the right shoulder blade coming away from the spine. Lift your left arm and hook the left elbow just above the right elbow and squeeze that right arm in towards your chest. So your left arm locks and squeezes that right arm in towards your chest. Inhale the head to neutral, keep squeezing the arm, and then turn the head to the right. Inhale the head to neutral, release the arms. Let the arms float out beside the body, palm face up. Exhale the head to the right. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the left. Inhale neutral. And then lift the left arm into the sky. Sweep the left arm over the chest to the right side, turn the head to the right. And feel that left shoulder blade come away from the spine. Hook the right elbow under the left and squeeze that left arm in towards the chest. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the left. Notice how that feels in the neck. Inhale the head to neutral. Clasp the hands under the head. Lift your tailbone, arch the low back, and press the elbows down into the floor. So you're feeling the low back arching. You feel the front of the body stretching. Elbows pressing into, or as close as you can, into the floor, towards the floor. Arch a little more if you can. Feel the low back. Take a moderate breath in, and then exhale, lift the head off the ground and support the head with your arms, with your hands. Make sure the low back at this point is relaxing into your mat. So there's no arching in the low back. Your head is being held by the strength of the arms. Adjust the hands at the back of the neck so you can start to squeeze the back of the neck. Squeeze the tension in the back of the neck. Chin comes towards the chest. And then wrap your forearms around the skull very strongly. Hold the head very strongly. Engage your abdominals. Come up a little more like you're doing a sit-up. Push the low back into the floor, and then with all your strength, lift the back of the skull up. Traction out the back of the skull, pulling the tension out of the occipital ridge where the skull meets the neck. Feel the neck lengthen, the spine in the neck lengthens. The squeezing of the sides of the skull can be very relaxing from all the tension we hold in this area of the body. Shoulder blades wide apart for 3, 2, and then gently come down. Lower the head, release the hands. Relax the hands beside the hips, palms face up. All right, we bring both feet back to the edge of the chair. Feel the edge of the chair. Low back is pressing into your mat. No arching here. Inhale, push down with the feet, lift the pelvis into the air like you did last time. Now, if you can, take the right foot up and over the head. So the right leg is as straight as you can manage, toes curled back, feeling the posterior stretch in that right leg. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Have your blankets handy if you can. Have your blanket handy next to your hips. And then slowly lower the hips down. Try not to push the chair away. Keep lowering the hips down. And once your back gets a little bit stuck, bring the blanket underneath it so your back can relax into the blanket, and yet you feel that right glute, that right exterior hip get plenty of sensation. So the goal is not to push the chair away to make space for your hips. The goal is to bring the blanket under the spine or the back until you hit the right amount of support so that your back is not unduly tense. Now, once you're in this pigeon pose, so to speak, become patient. Use all your yin yoga training here. Breathing slowly, relaxing where you can. And then noticing sensations. You may find at some point you could lift your back up a little bit and slide the blanket down a little further because something has let go in that low back hip area or in the right thigh. So this particular pose using the chair is one that the more you practice it, the more nuanced you can become in terms of controlling the descent, feeling the stretch, getting the appropriate support. It might feel a little awkward right now. And let's bring the hands back under the head. Keep the ankle crossed over the knee. Exhale, pick the head up. Let's do another release in the back of the neck. Bring the forearms tightly around the skull and lift the back of the skull and let the shoulder blades come apart, releasing that mid-back area, upper back area, neck area. Exhale, gently lower, uncross the right ankle, remove the blanket if it's underneath you, and come back with the legs resting on the chair. Notice how your back is feeling low back, mid back, upper back, and neck. Just notice that whole backbone area from tailbone to skull. And then bringing both feet back once more. Inhale, lift the hips. And this time taking the left leg up and over. So for me, I'm just looking straight up at my foot and the back of my left leg extending, toes curled back, feeling that stretch sensation. Now I know from many times doing this shape that my left hip is going to be a very different proposition to my right hip. So that means having the blanket handy for me on this side is even more important, because as I come down, I definitely want that support. Cross the left ankle over the right knee and start to descend, having your blanket handy, so that as you descend, the blanket will support you at the right place of descent. If you've put the blanket too far up the back or come in prematurely, just adjust. And if you're overly strained right now, lift up and bring the blanket higher. So you have complete control over the amount of sensation you're letting yourself, I'll say the word endure, as long as you're enduring it in a way that's positive. And positive endurance means delicious discomfort, not pain. Bring in your yin skills of patience, waiting, relaxing, breathing, and noticing. Give this hip, give this thigh, give this low back time to let go. Clasp the hands under the head. Exhale, pick the head up, wrap the skull, and lift the skull. And then gently lower down, release the leg, remove the blanket, and relax the legs. And then gently curl the knees up, rock from side to side. Roll to one side. And when you're ready, press up, removing the chair from the mat. Whew, noticing how you feel. Let's grab the strap. Grab your blanket. Let's make a burrito out of the blanket. And for those who've worked with me a lot, you'll know the burrito is to bring behind your hips and sit on the edge of the burrito so you have a slight forward tilt in the pelvis, straddle the legs into a wide V, just feeling those thighs. And the forward tilt in the pelvis, I find, takes away the discomfort from the low back, so I don't put any strain on the low back. You can use your blocks here in Dragonfly, so the blocks can support the chin or the head, and you can vary the height. So you're pushing out through the heel bones, toes curled back, feet vertical to the floor, and the head resting or supported on the blocks at the appropriate level. Or if you have a bolster will work as well. And it's good in Dragonfly to at least begin the shape in modest sensation, not overly taxing the thighs. And also, if it's a modest beginning, it gives you room to grow into it. So one way to grow into this pose is to push out through the heel bones a little more, so you feel the direction of the legs lengthening away from the hips. as much as possible, the upper body should feel very relaxed. So shoulders relaxed, neck and head relaxed and supported, torso relaxed. So all that work we've just done on the back is not wasted by tensing up now. And about this far into the pose, decide if you'd like to bring the head down a little lower, and to do that you might find that you change the position of the blocks. Bring the hands back to the blocks, keep the head down, and then using the arms to lift you up, remove the blocks, lean back into the hands and bend the knees. And just hang out here in this relaxed beach pose, shoulders back, chest forward. Feel the back of the thighs. And you can lift the chin gently, feel the back of the neck. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale the head to neutral, and then turning left and right, making sure the neck feels good. And then we'll move into shoelace pose. So in shoelace pose, I like to sit on a single block on the flat level. I could do it on a blanket as well, but I'm going to start with the block and then take the right foot underneath the left thigh. Have your strap handy for this one. And then cross the left knee over the right knee and bringing that left foot back as far as you can. So you've literally crossed the left knee over the right knee, the right foot's on your left hip, left foot's on your right hip. You'll feel this on the outer thighs. And the higher you sit up, the higher you elevate the hips, you might find that helps. If you're low, your bottom knee is not on the ground or supported, see if you can bring a blanket or a bolster underneath it so you feel that low knee is got some support, either the floor or blanket or whatever. And then the upper knee is coming down towards that lower knee. Now last week I think we pulled that left foot with the strap, but we're going to use the strap in a different way this week. We're going to bring it into that mid-back area between the shoulder blades. So bring the right hand up behind the back, grab the elbow. And the goal here is to try and keep the head above the shoulders. So we don't want to be pushing the head forward or compensating by dropping the chin down. Release the left hand and bring it behind the back and grab your strap. And let's start modestly here. We're going to be here for a little while, so if you go too deep too fast, you might find you burn out a little bit in the shoulders. If it gets too hot for you in the shoulders, let that left hand come down the back a little bit, holding the strap. So the position of the left hand is going to dictate the intensity. Start to become patient here. Start to feel the arising of sensation in hips, thighs, and shoulders and arms. Slow the breath down. And we come to our first level. And the first level check is this already too much? Do I need to back off? Is it appropriate to maintain this degree of intensity? Or do I want to go deeper? If you want to go deeper, bring the right shoulder bone back, lift the right elbow up more, and then lift the left shoulder bone back and walk your left hand up more. So there's a small increment, small closing of the space between the hands. And once again, you check, have I overdone it? Is this too much? Am I holding my breath? Am I turning blue? Am I about to faint? Any of the above, yes? Then you just back off a little bit. So we're trying to look for the joy in the midst of this intensity. Where is the joy in this? And then the final phase, once again, we do our checks. Appropriate, stay. Too much, back off. If you want to go a little higher, bring that right elbow up higher, left shoulder back, walk the hands even closer. Woo! Now we should be feeling some heat. Five more breaths if you can. And then gently release. Take your time. Keep the legs crossed. Notice the sensations in the shoulders. So that's a very good pose for helping our posture. And then bring the hands out like big wings for a moment. And cross the arms in front of the chest, right elbow on top, grab your shoulders and pull the shoulders down away from your ears. Keep the elbows together as you close the hands in on each other into eagle arms. And if your hands don't quite reach, I'm going to recommend you take the strap into the upper hand, the left hand. You let it dangle and you hold the strap with the left and right hands And over time, that right hand creeps up towards the left hand. Bring the fronts of the shoulders forward. The shoulder blades come apart. You squeeze the arms towards each other so you feel plenty of sensation here in the opposite direction to what we just did. Keep the shoulders down and then gently lower your left ear towards the left shoulder. Keeping the left ear towards the left shoulder, slowly nod the head down, bringing the chin towards the chest, and then lift the chin up. Down and up again. Down and up one more time. Head to neutral, release the hands slowly, slowly. Uncross the legs slowly. And just stretch the legs out. Lean back into the hands. You can even come off your block for a moment. Lean back. Push out through the legs. And when we go into deep poses like we just have with the shoulders and the thighs, the body might feel a little bit of muscle confusion here about what's going on. So it won't become clear for the body, maybe even for an hour or two after the class. So you might find the body's just feeling a lot right now. All right, let's come back onto the block. We're going to bring the left leg back first. Left knee straight ahead, and then the right foot crosses over. Bringing that right foot back as far as you can. You might find this hip is a whole different creature. So once again, you know how long we stayed here before, so let's make sure we're in enough sensation that's not too intense. What needs supporting? Is that right foot back too far? Is the left foot back too far? So just check in with your thighs, your knees. Where might you support them? How might you support them? Then sit up nice and tall, feel your posture. Feel your back, scan down through your back, the neck, upper back, mid back, low back. So hopefully the back is starting to free up. So this time grabbing the strap in the left hand and dangling it behind the spine. Like you're fishing. There's a little fishing hole down there. You bring that, you lift the left rib cage, you lift that left elbow, and you can even grab that left elbow with the right hand and position it behind the head in a way that is opening. And again, looking at that head position to pushing back rather than dropping down. And then the right hand can reach behind and find the appropriate height of the strap. So not too high to begin. And I'm noticing a huge difference, not only in the hips, but also my shoulders. So very different position for me on this side. Slowing the breath down, becoming patient, maybe smiling wisely at yourself. Noticing the tendency of ourselves. Do we go too hard, too fast? Are we patient? Can we really ease into this in a way that's free of the desire to overdo? And if we overdo, can we have the humility to back off or not? Starting to feel the sensations grow. And then coming to our first decision of level change. Do I stay? Do I back off? Or do I go deeper by bringing that left shoulder bone back, lifting the left elbow, and then the right shoulder blade coming back, walking the hand up closer. Whew, feeling the temperature of the body start to climb. Coming to the next decision. Where am I at? Is there more room to grow? Am I appropriately in position and staying, or do I back off a little bit? Five more breaths. Very gently transition out, releasing. No fast moves here. Feel the sensations that linger after you've let go of the shape. And then bringing the hands out like big wings. Ooh, feel that. And then this time, bringing the left under the right, hug the shoulders, pull down. Or is it left under right? I think it's left under right. Sorry, folks. And then close the hands with or without the strap here. So the hands Left hand will hold the strap this time, and you'll squeeze, let the shoulder blades come in nice and close. Sorry, shoulder blades separate, front of the shoulders come forward. Keep the shoulders down from the ears. And let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder. And then start to nod the head. Nice and slowly, 3 or 4 times. Down, back, down, and back. Bring the head to neutral. Release the hands, release the legs, come off the block, and come all the way down onto your back. Oh, feel those limbs. Feel those limbs. Let yourself fall into Shavasana. Feeling the thighs letting go. Allowing the breath to slow down.
Let the breath move smoothly through the body. And then gently come up. Roll to one side.
Gently come up to your seat. Noticing how you feel at the end of practice. Bringing the hands together at the chest. Let the head bow in gratitude. Namaste.